You know that feeling, right? When you walk into a room and somehow people just connect with you.
Yeah, like they're drawn in.
Exactly. Before you've even really said a word.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting into today, this whole idea of effortless communication, social skills that really work.
Mm-hmm. And we've been looking at this fascinating collection of notes, observations.
Yeah.
We're calling it our text calle.
Right.
It pulls together different takes on this. And our mission, really, is to pull out the practical stuff, strategies you can use to connect better, be more memorable,
And that's useful for everyone, isn't it? Work meetings, parties.
Oh, totally.
Just, day-to-day stuff. The ideas here are really valuable. We think you'll have some, aha moments.
Definitely some things you can use straight away.
Okay, so where do we start? Those first few seconds.
Exactly. Those first 10 seconds are, crucial. The sources we looked at really hammer this home.
Mm-hmm.
How you look and act matters more initially than what you say.
Okay, interesting. So that perfect opening line I practiced, maybe not the priority.
Maybe not the first priority, no. It's more about your physical presence, like how you carry yourself.
Posture.
Yeah, posture. Standing tall, shoulders back, not slumped. Head up. And eye contact, real eye contact.
Okay.
But here's a subtle one the text mentions. The timing of your smile.
The timing. How so?
It's called the delayed smile. So instead of flashing a smile the instant your eyes meet someone's.
Which can feel a bit automatic, maybe.
Exactly, like a reflex.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you pause, just for a beat. Look at them, really take them in, then let a warm smile spread across your face.
Ah, I see. So it feels more considered, more personal.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It suggests the smile is for them, specifically, not just a general greeting. It feels more genuine.
Right. Like you've actually registered them before reacting. Okay, that makes sense. And what about the eyes? You mentioned eye contact, but the notes talk about sticky eyes.
Yeah, sticky eyes. It sounds a bit funny, but it just means maintaining that warm, steady eye contact. It signals, I'm fully focused on you.
Not in like a creepy staring way, though.
No, definitely not. It's warm, engaged. And then there's this other idea. Epoxy eyes.
Epoxy, like the glue.
Kind of. It means keeping that intense, curious look even when other people are talking in a group.
Oh, okay. So even if I'm just listening, my eyes show I'm locked into the conversation.
Exactly. It shows you're present, you're engaged with the whole dynamic, not just waiting for your turn to speak.
That's a neat idea, projecting engagement silently. Okay, the notes also mention mirroring. Now, I always wonder about this. Does it mean literally copying someone?
No, not like being their reflection in a mirror. That would be weird.
Yeah, definitely.
It's much more subtle, unconscious almost. Maybe you subtly adopt a similar posture or lean in when they do, or perhaps use a similar hand gesture occasionally.
Okay, so micro movements.
Yeah, it's like speaking this unspoken language. It builds rapport subconsciously. Makes the other person feel comfortable, like you're on the same wavelength.
Okay, I get it. So silent stuff first, huge impact. But eventually we do have to talk.
We do.
How do we master the actual conversation part? Starting it, keeping it going.
Well, a big thing the sources point to is asking open-ended questions. Questions that need more than just a yes or no.
Right, things like, what did you think of, instead of did you like?
Exactly, and showing real curiosity. Because fundamentally, people like talking about themselves, their experiences, their ideas.
That is so true. You feel much more connected when someone seems genuinely interested in your answer, don't you?
Definitely. So it's less about dazzling them with your stories.
And more about drawing them out.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And there's a technique for keeping it flowing smoothly called parroting.
Parroting, like a parrot.
Huh. Sort of. It sounds maybe a bit silly, but it's effective. You just repeat the last few words the other person said.
Just repeat them like, oh, you went to the park. The park, yes.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It works because it shows you're listening intently. It's like saying, I heard that, tell me more. It prompts them to elaborate naturally, without you having to jump in with a totally new question. Keeps the ball in their court, gently.
Okay, I can see that. It signals engagement. What else makes for a good conversation? Positivity seems key, right? Nobody wants to be stuck with a negative Nancy.
Absolutely. The text really emphasized leaning into the positive, try to steer away from complaining or dwelling on the bad stuff. It just creates a better vibe, more energy.
Makes sense. What about tricky conversations, though? Sometimes you have to discuss something awkward. The notes mentioned the ear sandwich.
Yes, the ear sandwich. It's a memorable name.
It is.
It's for delivering criticism or tackling a sensitive point. You start with something positive or appreciative.
Okay.
Then you address the actual issue, the difficult bit.
The meat of the sandwich.
Exactly. And then you finish with another positive comment or maybe an expression of confidence. It cushions the blow, basically.
Positive bread, tricky filling, positive bread. Got it. Okay. Some other things in the notes seem obvious, maybe, but the text insists they're super important, like using people's names.
Oh, hugely important. Dale Carnegie called it the sweetest and most important sound in any language.
Really? Is it that powerful?
Think about it. When someone uses your name, it makes the interaction instantly more personal. It says, I see you. It cuts through the noise.
Yeah, I suppose it does. Okay. What about compliments? Easy to get wrong, right? Can seem fake.
Very easy to get wrong. The key is sincerity and specificity.
Yeah.
Vague flattery like, you're great, often falls flat.
Right.
But a specific, genuine compliment. I really admired how you handled that question in the meeting, or that color looks fantastic on you. That lands.
So notice something real.
Yes. And the sources even suggest making an effort to remember specifics about people. Like maybe jotting down a note after you meet someone about their hobby or their kid's name.
Wow, that's dedication. Does that risk seeming creepy, like you're keeping files on people?
That's the danger if it's not natural. The sources stress authenticity above all else. These aren't tricks to manipulate people.
Ah, good point.
People can usually spot insincerity a mile off, and it kills rapport instantly. It has to come from a place of genuine interest.
Authenticity. Got it. Okay, what about tricky situations? Like walking up to a little group already deep in conversation. That feels awkward.
Super awkward sometimes. The text calls the strategy eavesdropping in.
Okay, sounds a bit sneaky.
It's not about spying. It just means you listen for a moment from the edge of the group. Get the gist of the topic. Find a natural pause.
And then jump in?
Gently, yeah. With a comment that shows you were listening and relates to what they were just saying. Something like, excuse me, couldn't help overhearing you mention X.
Okay, connects you to their conversation. Needs a bit of guts, though.
It does, but it's presented as a way in. And for difficult talks, remember the optimism start and finish.
The ear sandwich frame.
Right. And using that parroting technique throughout helps show you're understanding their points, even if it's tense. It keeps things calmer.
Active listening, even when it's tough. What about when other people mess up socially? Little things, like mispronouncing a name or spilling something.
The advice is pretty clear. Let it go. Overlook the small stuff.
Don't be the correction police.
Exactly. Being gracious about minor errors actually earns you more respect than pointing them out. Shows you're not petty.
Good reminder. Okay, let's hit the spicy Q&A. Specific tips from the sources. First one. Making sure your smile looks real, not like a cheesy ad.
Right. The key is that delay we talked about. Look first, really see the person for a second, let it register, then let the smile come through slowly and warmly.
Gaze, immerse, then slowly smile. Got it. Sounds more intentional. Next. Never running out of things to say. That fear of awkward silence.
Yeah, common fear. The fix.
Right.
Shift the focus. Ask those open-ended questions. Listen hard. Use parroting.
Keep them talking about themselves.
Yeah, essentially, yes. It takes the pressure off you to be endlessly fascinating. Let them be fascinating.
Makes sense. Okay, difficult discussions without wrecking the relationship. Ear sandwich again.
Ear sandwich definitely helps frame it. And again, parroting is key during the talk. It shows empathy. So what I hear you saying is it keeps the emotional temperature down.
Shows you're trying to understand. Okay, making people like you. Like right away. First impression magic.
There's a technique called the big baby pivot.
The what now?
The big baby pivot. Think about how you turn to give a baby your full attention.
Ah, okay.
You turn your whole body towards the person. Full torso turn. Big warm smile. Undivided attention. Like they're the only person there.
Total focus.
Total focus. It's apparently incredibly powerful for making someone feel instantly valued.
I love that name. The big baby pivot. I'll remember that. Okay, last one. Getting into that closed off group. The one that looks like a fortress.
Right. The approach is move near, listen actively to catch the topic, then gently, politely interject when there's a slight opening. Maybe with that, excuse me, I overheard line.
Showing you're not just barging in, but connecting to their flow.
Exactly. Context is everything. And the sources also mentioned, practicing this stuff. Role playing.
Like actually acting it out.
Yeah. It sounds maybe a bit weird, but practicing in a safe space makes the techniques feel more natural when you need them for real, like muscle memory for social skills.
A social skills workout. I like it. Well, this has been incredibly insightful. It's amazing how these, Small shifts can make such a big difference.
It really is. Being memorable, connecting well.
Hmm.
It's often not about big, loud gestures. It's about these subtle signals. Showing genuine interest, communicating confidently, making people feel seen.
So for you listening, maybe think about your next interaction. Could you try just one thing, that delayed smile, the big baby pivot maybe?
Yeah, just pick one. And maybe chew on this final thought. How much of how we connect happens without words? If you start consciously shaping those nonverbal signals, how could that change things for you?
Powerful stuff to think about.